kind of know if you're working with Jim, it's going to be a groundbreaking movie.
If I could just have everybody's attention for a second. This is kind of a pinch me moment, and we're actually getting to make this movie.
Frankly, it's thrilling to be working with Jim again, to be in the first movie he's wanted to do since Titanic.
It's a dream project. You know, this script, the first draft of it was written 12 years ago, and we didn't start on the film then because, frankly, the visual effects guys told me I was mad to even try. We knew that what we were about to do was significantly beyond what had already been done. We were way out in the unknown, but that's cool. I mean, that's where I like to be.
They sent me here to learn your ways.
What are you saying, Jake? You knew this would happen?
Yes.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank everybody for what it's taken to get to this moment. So thanks, everybody. And action!
You are not in Kansas anymore. You are on Pandora. Every living thing that crawls, flies, wants to kill you and eat your eyes for jujubes. Respect that fact every second of every day.
I wrote the treatment in '95, and it had all the characters in it and creatures and settings, but at the time, it turned out that it wasn't possible to do what I wanted to do.
In 2005, Jim said, I think we're close enough where if we could push the technology and tell this story that we always wanted to tell.
I got it out and dusted it off and read it and said, you know, that's not too bad a story. That'd make a movie that I'd want to go see. Well, we were creating an entire world from scratch. So basic questions, you know, what color is the sky? What color are the plants?
This wasn't like a world that he was making up. It was something he had seen and now was reporting back to us.
I imagined a lot of these characters and creatures, but in a very fuzzy form. So you get a number of world-class artists. I mean, really the top people, the people that, you know, I'm an artist, so I wanted to find people that impressed me.
Pandora is more of a jungle planet, but everything is amped up. Mountains are huge, waterfalls are epic, and a whole bioluminescent jungle.
Outstanding.
Pandora is a planet that has elements of beauty, but watch your step because it's a very deadly place.
Kind of the Garden of Eden, but a Garden of Eden with teeth and claws.
They have to protect themselves from this dangerous planet.
Have some extremely effective warships. The Scorpion, the Samson helicopter, the Dragon, and the AMP suit.
The number of animals, the number of creatures, the number of vehicles. It just doesn't have a precedent.
That's, I think, one of the great things about Avatar is it's not just a movie. It's a universe.
I've been in cryo for 5 years, 9 months, and 22 days.
I became a Marine for the hardship. I told myself I can pass any test a man can pass.
Jay's a wounded former Marine, and he gets given the opportunity to go to Pandora.
Your brother represented a significant investment.
Since your genome is identical to his, you could step into his shoes.
An avatar is a remotely controlled body, which is the DNA of the alien, DNA of me mixed together. You're placed into a link.
Marching.
And my thoughts and personality is channeled into a synthetically grown avatar.
Jake, can you hear me?
Been drafted into the Avatar program, essentially becoming a mole.
A recon Marine in an Avatar body. That's a potent mix.
He gets dropped into this situation, and you've just added a catalyst. Something's gonna change.
Haven't gotten lost in the woods, have you?
Everything is backwards now. Like out there is the true world, and then here's the dream.
Forget what team you're playing for?
You have to leave or you're gonna die.
The story is so original and really beautiful and epic.
All I ever wanted was a single thing worth fighting for.
It was very important for us to put all of our actors through a training regimen that was specific to their characters.
People actually literally laughed when I was explaining that Zoe had to train for months because they thought, well, why would you have to do that for an animated film? Well, it's not animated. It's captured performance. So every bit of the physicality of her character, and this applies to all the other that are Na'vi or avatars, everything had to be created by them.
We had them work with archery experts. We had them learn to ride horses.
They had to run, they had to leap, they had to fight.
To say we did a lot of training is an understatement.
I was wanting to do a film where I was physically challenged, not only mentally. I wanted to incorporate my body to a character.
We also had to do a dialect training and a language training.
Alaxi Navilu Kete ECV. Kete ECV.
I am the creator of the Na'vi language. It is between 400 and 500 words.
To me, it's been the most challenging thing. Nari.
Nari.
Sam had to go through very collapsed but intense Marine Corps training.
We had to take Sam and teach him how to be military. Someone came down and showed him what it's like to hold a gun. We had to teach him how to use a pugil stick the way a Marine would.
To me, it was more the way these guys see the world and the way that their training has made them think, and nothing can stop them.
You got some hard kids showing up in this neighborhood.
It's just another hellhole. For the live action side of it, we did more weaponry training, fight training.
Quaritch carries this laser-sighted pistol, and this comes into play occasionally.
Mask on!
We work with Stephen inside the amp suit and make it look like that he's been doing it for like the last 6-7 years.
And Michelle, she wanted to learn to fly that helicopter as if it were real.
She takes care of the science crew. She flies them back and forth. And I did about a good 11, 12 hours with Kevin, who actually taught James how to fly his helicopter.
Thank you for flying Air Pandora.
We went to Hawaii because Jim wanted us to experience a real rainforest.
Just to get a physical taste of what it's going to be like to live on a planet and not have to rely on anything.
We absorbed everything, and there's a difference between being out in the real world and then coming into this grey, desolate area.
And I didn't want the actors to not have any kind of basis for feeling like they were in a rainforest. So we went way up in the mountains.
You know, you don't know how your foot lands in mud if you're just standing on cement. So your body reacts differently to things once you've actually gone out and done those things.
So it was about making it real for the actors in the volume.
The performance capture stage is using a lot of cameras all around to record the motions of all the markers.
The computer is creating a real-time moving skeleton of you. From that skeleton, you now can drive a computer-generated character.
What CGI technology does is it replaces prosthetics. Actors can now play any character that's designed in the computer without going through hours and hours of makeup. And what we get is their performance coming through the CGI character.
You have a strong heart. No fear, but stupid. Ignorant like a child.
Performance capture is great for anything that can really be done by a human performer, including a lot of stunt work. Even some of the creatures on this film are at least roughed out in a performance capture stage.
I think the thing that people need to keep very strongly in mind is that this is not an animated film. These actors did not just stand at a lectern and do a voice part, and then animators went off for the next 2 years and created the entire physicality of their performance.
It's not just we're capturing motion, we're trying to capture what's the intent of the actor.
This is the first time that real-time performance capture has been employed in a direct filmmaking sense. This whole system has been set up to allow Jim, as a director, to walk onto the stage as if it were a live-action stage, pick up the camera, see his actors, see his characters, see his world.
One of the ways we did that was by coming up with this virtual camera that allowed us to see in real time what was being shot in the performance-captured stage.
When Jim picks up that camera and he looks at the actor who's standing there right in front of him, what he sees is their CGI character. And when he moves the camera around the stage, what he sees is the world that that character is supposed to be standing in.
The thing we were worried about most was this, because this is where movies live and breathe, in the tight close-up. The part that we had to create during the making of this film was the facial image-based performance capture technology that allowed what the actors did to 100% translate to what you see the characters doing.
What we're trying to do is take what the actor is doing emotionally in any given scene and to translate that into the characters. And we do that by using their muscles. It gives us a way to correspond emotion to what you actually see expressed in the character's face.
It was a very, very exciting time where we realized that we had rounded that corner and that we had true human emotion captured and performed by a non-human character.
I trusted you.
Trust me now, please.
God! Guys like you got nothing, you're happy. You will never be one of the people. Try to stop.
Terry, please, please.
Good.
It's not animation. It's capturing the Avatar version of Norm.
Even though I'm big, 9 foot tall and blue, it's got my personality. It's got my soul. That's quite spectacular that a computer-generated image can do that. And that really surprised me.
Watching yourself and the motion capture illusion that they created in a computer at the same time. Wow.
This movie is a tremendously large-scale film. And the music needs to have a feeling of emotion and epicness. I think that certainly was at the core of Titanic and is very much at the core of this movie.
And it was important that James's score evoke that sense of music belonging as part of the culture.
So there are two scores running simultaneously. It's just one score represents the Na'vi world of sounds, and then there's a traditional score on top of that to drive the film.
There's no question that James Cameron is creating an epic, otherworldly, visionary story here.
One of the things that I'm always going to take with me is the fact that I was a part of a revolutionary experience in Hollywood.
We were always trying to push the envelope. This time we were trying to push the envelope, and it pushed back. And then we pushed harder, and it took a long time, because it doesn't look like anything you've seen before.
You should see your faces.